In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to bring aerial images into SketchUp. And let's just click on the urban planning template right here. Double click. Once we're inside of the SketchUp, let's go to View, Toolbars to make sure we have the toolbars we need turned on. So we will be needing large tool set, location, styles, and views. So once you have them checked, let's close out of this window. Then we'll go to File, Geolocation, Add Location, and we can type in the address of your project or keywords for the name of your project, and then click on Search. Then you'll see a bounding box created. Then we'll click on Select Region, so we can adjust that bounding box to capture a different extent of that aerial image. And once it looks good, let's click Import. Now we just imported the aerial image into SketchUp. Let's go to the plan view and take a look at it. We'll zoom in by pushing your wheel forward. You see it's really low resolution. So we need to be able to bring in a higher resolution version directly from the Google Earth Pro, but it's good to have this one as a locational reference. So let's go to default tray by hovering over right here, and you'll see that under the layer tray, there were two layers created after we brought in this aerial image. One is called location snapshot. The other one is location terrain. If we click on location terrain, you'll see how there's a 3D model sitting directly on top of the 2D aerial image. We'll be needing that for a later tutorial, so let's just turn that off for now. So before we bring in a high resolution image, let's just create a new layer and say high res image. And then we double click on the right hand side to make sure that the pen sign shows up to make that layer the default layer. Then we're going to look up the latitude and longitude of this aerial image so we can find it on Google Earth. So let's go to Window and then Model Info. Then we're not able to highlight or select the numbers here for the latitude and longitude. We'll have to go to Set Manual Location to bring up this window. And then let's bring up the notepad. And then what you will do is to highlight the latitude and then do Control C or right click to select copy, and then go to the notepad to paste it. Do Control V. So once we have both numbers copied and pasted onto the notepad, we can get out of this window right here. So let's launch Google Earth Pro. So we can close this window out, and we'll copy and paste these two numbers back in. Make sure there's a comma in between. And let's just check the units in Google Earth. Under Tools, Options, you see how it's in feet. That's consistent with what we have in the urban planning template. And then the latitude and longitude are shown as decimal degrees. So let's just get out of here. So we'll change the directional letters N to plus sign, and then W to a minus sign. Then let's click Search. So it's a lot more high resolution, but the forest still looks blurred even at a higher resolution. So we don't want to capture too much of the forest. So we want to zoom in closer to where the developed area is with the buildings and the roads, because that's what we want to recreate. And once it looks good, let's just click on Save Image. And clutters were created. We need to remove them. So let's click on Map Options and uncheck all of the options in there. And then let's just do Save. It's going to save the map configuration. So let's just type in high-res image and save this map configuration. But what we really need is a JPEG image that we can bring into SketchUp. So let's click on this Save. Or before we do that, let's make sure we have the highest resolution possible. So we'll scroll down and select maximum resolution, and then we'll click on Save Image here to make sure we can save it as a JPEG. So high res image, save as a JPEG file, and save. Now let's go back to SketchUp and drag that high-res image .jpeg file into SketchUp. And let's switch to the top view. We'll zoom out a bit. We will need to rescale this high-resolution image. To do that, it's helpful to turn on the X-ray mode right here. And so scaling basically can be triggered by typing in S. And then to move, we would type in M, or we can use what's here in the large tool set. So let's just switch to scale again, type in S to make this image slightly smaller. Okay, and then be easier if we can kind of make them overlap more accurately. So let's just type in M again to move it, and we'll hover over one corner of that building and try to get on top of the corner of the building on the low resolution image. So looks like it's pretty much aligned. We might want to maybe scale it down slightly more. And that allows you to see if the two images are not exactly the same size. Now it looks a lot better. So to deactivate any tool, we can simply just type in, just click on this select tool here, and then or click elsewhere to get out of it. So now we have them pretty much aligned. So we can switch back to the shaded with texture view. Now it looks pretty good. That's it. We'll be going over how to measure buildings and roads on Google Earth, and then use that as a way of extruding existing conditions of this high-res image. See you next time.